Welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, I didn't want to do it. But we got to do it. We got to do what's right. And we got to hold Joker's feet to the fire because I don't think it's ever going to be done. And I think we did this about 8 years ago. We held his feet to the fire with the all-time great centers, the ones I think who are the all-time great centers. And we put Joker's first 8 years versus these guys' first 8 years, what their accolades were, what they accomplished, what they were. And it wasn't just all about championships. And we're going to do the same thing. But first, I was going to make this video, and then I seen Skap, this guy creaming all over himself again for this Joker and not holding the same standard that we're about to hold. He never holds this guy to a standard. He just wants to rush into these MVPs and give him all the MVPs. He don't care this guy don't play no defense. He don't care if this guy wins championships. He always says, oh, he don't have the best team. He's not going to win no championships. He ain't got no help. He ain't got this, but he's putting up the greatest numbers of all time and all this stuff. The other teams are just better. Oh, goodness, guys. This guy, Skap, is starting to become a joke. You can't take this guy serious. And I told you couldn't take this guy serious no more once he went and he started battling Gilbert Arenas for money. Right? Everybody else is against Gilbert Arenas for telling lies and trying to help continue to destroy the NBA. Skap is about money. He went on, what is this, Hoops of Highlights or whatever like that with these lying LeBron James fans, these guys that did past eras, and he's sitting there, he's not schooling these guys. These guys are sitting there telling lies. But he wants to go against them and act like he's schooling them when he don't want to do that. He wants to make money. He wants to get more viewers over to his channel. That ain't what it's about, man. You don't go against the liars. If they want to be liars, just let them be liars. And this is what Skap is turning into with Joker. He's starting to turn into a liar, and he's not keeping the standard. We see him go on Jason Whitlock's show now. He's selling his soul on Jason Whitlock. That's what he's doing over there. So this is what these guys do. They'll tell half truths and then they'll tell lies at the same time. Because that's what you got to do when money is the root of all evil. You ain't never going to tell the truth when it comes to money. They'll give, whoever it is, they'll give you some half truths to make you feel good, but ultimately they won't tell you all of the truth. And that's what we call half truths for money. So Skap, he continues to sell his soul on different platforms for money. That's what this guy's all about. Wearing all this makeup, looking like a female. So before we get into this guy said that Joker, last 6 games, has had the greatest run of all time. This guy is just, there's nobody, not Michael Jordan, not Wilt Chamberlain, not Kobe Bryant, nobody has ever had this great run. It's 6 games, guys. This guy's talking about 6 games, and nobody has had a run like this with Joker. What is this? 35 points, 12 rebounds, 11 assists, 73% shooting, and 54% from the 3. A couple things missing here. Where's his free throw percentage? I'm not trying to say it's bad, but it just happens he left this guy out. Not to mention, he didn't talk about his defense. The defense is always missing, and this guy is a center. We did this video the other day, and we found out that Joker isn't in the top 250 all time per game in blocks. Let me give it to you one more game. Not for centers, just any position, period. Just all time is not in the 250 or top 250 per game in blocks. How is that possible? How is it possible that Joker, for his career, is averaging 0.7 blocks a game? This season, 0.8. Okay, he went up just a little bit. How's that possible? SGA is in the top 250 all time. A guard. And you go look at the top 250. There's many guards in there, forwards in there, power forwards, small forwards, all-time centers. Then we want to use the excuse that, oh, they just don't, they just don't get that many blocks in the three-point era. Well, he's got a lot of guys in this era that's in that top 250. A lot of guys in his own era. From the 215s all the way until in the 2020s. I counted, it seemed like at least about 10, 15 guys in his own era that cracked it. He's nowhere to be found. How is that possible? That a center ain't, this all-time great center ain't in the top 250. We're not talking about for centers. We're talking about all time. Like I said, it could be guards, it could be forwards, any position. Joker is not in the top 250, guys. Go look it up. Which means he's the biggest liability on defense. I would say that would be a future Hall of Famer. Because if we go by position, he's the worst positional player defensively. And the guy's never made a defensive team on top of that. So if you didn't check out that video, you might want to check that out. That is mind blowing. I just can't even, I still can't wrap my mind around it. And, these are the people who aren't going to try to check, the Joker fans ain't going to try to check Skap. Skap got a lot of, guys that roll with him, and I think they're agents too, because all this stuff is like easy. They could have put all this stuff out a long time ago. And look, also we did a video that Joker, his first 3 years, never made an all-star team, never made All-NBA, not even a third team, and missed the playoffs his first 3 seasons. What else? His first, when he got drafted, they sent him back to the Euro League. They said, we don't want to see your face. You just ain't good enough to play in the NBA. Have you ever heard that from an all-time great? Not even a center. We're just talking about an all-time great player, period. And this is a guy that Skap cries about, say, oh man, look where he got drafted and all this stuff. But he forgets to tell you, the first year he got drafted, they wouldn't even let him play in the NBA. That's how awful he was. He comes back the next year, you don't make the playoffs for the next 3 years, don't make All-NBA for the next 3 years, don't make an all-star for the next 3 years, guys. I've never heard this type of thing happen to an all-time great player. So let's look at this. The first 10 seasons. Also, remember, I'm not beating up on this guy. I'm not trying to say he's trash now. I'm saying he is what he is for his era. Because all these guys, what they're going to do is they're going to do the same. They're going to pull the same thing that they always pull. He ain't got enough help. That's why he can't beat this team. The NBA is at a level playing field this year, like no other. It ain't no super teams out there. It ain't no 2 superstars on the same team. Name them. Who you going to say, James Harden and Kawhi? They can't even, they're old. They're finished. Who you going to say, look, maybe LeBron James and Luka? Please. Who are the 2 great superstars on the same team? That's in the prime. It don't exist, guys. It's an even playing field. I don't want to hear nothing about OKC. Go look at how many players OKC got that weren't lottery picks. They got them out of nowhere. They got better, whatever like that. They weren't supposed to really be nothing. So if SGA is making his teammates better, what's going on with Joker? He can't do this. He can't make his teammates better. I mean, something's wrong, man. All these excuses for this guy who wants to put up stats. We've never heard of this in any other era where you flip on the news in the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, and 70s, and they just bury you with stats. Oh, look what this guy put up. He put up these stats. He put up these stats. What about the defense? What did you lead the league in? You led the league in steals, blocks, points? What is it? Rebounds? Nothing. He ain't led the league in nothing. So let's look at this. First 10 seasons. This is what it is. If you think I got this wrong, go ahead and tell me. I'm not perfect, but this is what I came up with. Joker, his first 10 seasons, NBA champion, finals MVP, 3 times MVP, 7-time All-Star, and is this 8-time All? No, hold on. 8-time All-NBA. That might be wrong, though. I don't think he's 8-time All-NBA, but 7-time All-Star? I had to go check that. That's all he's got. That's all he's got, folks. That's all he's got. Kareem. Could we look? It ain't all about championships. You're gonna see it ain't all about championships. Kareem, champion, 1-time champion, 1-time Finals MVP, 5 MVPs, 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, 8-time defensive team. And look, I'm not gonna break these down. I know you got first teams, second teams. I just went with the whole thing. All-NBA, how many times you made it, it didn't matter what team you made, I just put them all together. So yeah, Kareem, 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, 8-time defensive team, Rookie of the Year, 2-time scoring champion, rebound champ, 4 times block leader. For Wilt Chamberlain, champion, 1-time champion, 4-time MVP, 10-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, Rookie of the Year, 7-time scoring champion, 8-time rebound champion. And we got Bill Russell, 9-time champion, 5-time MVP, 10-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, 1-time defensive. Remember, they didn't have it back then. Except for I think the last year he played. 1-time defensive team, 4-time rebound champion. David Robinson, 1-time champion. And remember, this is only the first 10 seasons. NBA champion, MVP, 7-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA, Defensive Player of the Year, 7-time defensive team, rebound champion, scoring champion, block champion, Rookie of the Year. Shaq, 3-time champion. What's this? 3-time Finals MVP, 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, 2-time defensive team, Rookie of the Year, 2-time scoring champion. Akeem Olajuwon, 1-time champion, 1-time Finals MVP, 9-time All-Star, 9-time All-NBA, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, 8-time defensive team, 2-time rebound champion, 3-time blocks leader. And I just put Tim Duncan in here. We know he's a center. A lot of times he played the center position. 4-time champion, 3-time final MVP, 2-time MVP, 9-time All-Star. What is this? 10-time All-NBA, 9-time defensive team, and Rookie of the Year. So it's up to you. It's up to you. That might be 7-time All-NBA for Joker. I don't think since he got on the All-NBA and All-Star that he missed any of them. So I think he's only got one. I mean, not one. He's only got 7-time All-NBA. Nevertheless, it's up to you if you want to believe that Joker, in his first 10 seasons, has had a better career than any of those guys. It's up to you. But for me, I don't even think it's close. And we ain't talking about championships, because you can see a lot of these guys like Kareem, Will, David Robinson, Hakeem, they all got one championship in their first 10 seasons. So it ain't got nothing to do with no championships. But guess what? They could put up triple doubles, a lot of them. They still win statistical titles. If not, guess what they did? They were two-way players. They played both sides of the ball. See, to me, what Joker is doing, this don't seem like a team game. What they'll try to do is make it seem like he's playing a team game, and he makes teammates better because he's getting all these assists. He's not bringing the ball down like a real point guard. He's controlling the ball, getting all the points, getting the most rebounds, the most points, and the most assists. That's not team ball. That's the LeBron James effect. They went through the same thing in Cleveland, where LeBron James had to have his points, his rebounds, and his assists. In Miami, too. And the big glaring thing right here, this guy hasn't made one defensive team. So like we said before, when it comes down to it, and everything breaks down, we already know he don't even average a block a game. It just mind-boggling. It don't even seem possible for a center not to average a block a game. But what's going to happen is, when you have to play real competition, he's not going to be there to defend the middle. Because remember, this is an era where everybody's pulled out to the three-point line. So the only people that's in the middle is the centers. So the centers is the last line of defense. Before, you used to have like a center and, a power forward who could be your last line of defense in the middle. Not in this era. Only your center is the last line of defense. And since he don't play no defense, and don't tell me about some steals that he gets, because yes, he's averaging almost 2 steals, but we know in this fast-paced era, I would say half of his steals is just butterfingers. People just throwing the ball away. People mishandling the ball instead of, you playing on defense, on-man defense, and you taking the ball away. I'm not trying to say one of his steals don't come that way, but the other steal that he's getting is just dude fumbling the ball away. And that's not going to happen in the playoffs because everything slows down. Everybody ain't playing that fast. But yeah, your last line of defense is your center, and he's horrible. He's horrible. So that means, okay, it's a regular season. We already know what the regular season is. These guys just, hey man, let me get my stats. I'll let you get your stats so we can make our paychecks look bigger. That's all it is. Ain't nobody dumb. Everybody can see with their own eyes what's going on. But come playoff time, this guy ain't used to playing defense, so he can't stop nobody. Also, what's going to happen too is you're going to get guys, because he wants to be the number one handler of the ball, they're going to corral him and frustrate him, and he's not going to be able to make their passes. And now his teammates are going to have to play a brand of ball that they're not used to playing. They did that to LeBron James and his teams. You make them play a brand of ball that they're not used to. If Joker is the offense, stop him from being an offense. And then what do you have? You have a disruption. See, on the OKC, they pass the ball around. The ball gets passed around. And that's how that works. So I'm just saying, if Skap wants to keep lying, wants to keep putting on makeup on his platform and telling these lies, let him. The fact is, he don't hold Joker to the same standard that he holds everybody else to. All-time greats, he don't hold him to that standard, especially on defense. If it was any other dude not playing defense like that, like Joker is, as a center, I don't miss me with them steals. We're being real. As a center, if it was any other, he's got all this jazz for all these other great players, not doing this, not doing that, but because he's putting up empty stats that don't mean nothing. It don't come to a blocks title, a steals titles, leading the league in points, leading the league in rebounds, leading the league in nothing. It's just all these triple doubles. At least Will's triple doubles meant something because he was leading the league in those categories. He was leading the league in rebounds and scoring at the same time while getting his triple doubles. And now, you know, he's crying us a river. Skap is about how his guys already get cheated out from the MVP. It's the beginning of the season, and this guy's crying. So this is what this is going to mean. It's going to look like the dumbest thing you ever seen in your life. If this guy was to win 4 MVPs, no statistical titles, 4 MVPs, no statistical titles, no more championships, never beat a 50-win team in the championship game, which he didn't beat a 50-win team in the finals. What do you have? You just got a guy that put up, it can't average a block a game as a center for your career or in a season. It's just going to be a dude who won a whole bunch of MVPs putting up stats. That's going to look worse than LeBron James MVPs. Even though he was on a super team, it's going to look worse because LeBron James at least won a statistical title, at least beat some 50-win teams, at least made defensive teams. Now, I'm not trying to get LeBron James props because, like I told the guys before, I have Joker in front of LeBron James all time. And a lot of people, that's outrageous. You know, because when we look at LeBron James, 4 championships, 4 finals MVPs, and 4 MVPs, in the statistical titles, after we just compared all these guys to Joker, there's a difference. LeBron James, his championships don't count like that. He didn't wait his turn. He didn't do it right. So those finals MVPs and those MVPs on the super team, we don't count on that. And plus, Joker beat the guy 4-0 and 4-1, him and Anthony Davis, who are all NBA, all-star, future Hall of Famer, top 75, and Anthony Davis, all NBA defense. Joker had none of that help on his team. So after that, LeBron was disqualified. I'm like, dude, you're under Joker now. He just beat you, and he had no help, and you and AD was together. He beat you 2 years in a row. Sweep and a gentleman's sweep. So you're finished. That was another time the NBA should have moved on from this guy. But the NBA don't want real basketball. They want a clown show. They want to piss off their fans. Nah, we're going to promote him once again. That's what the NBA been doing for a long time. Since he went to Miami, they said, boo-boo, we're going to promote this guy doing it wrong. Because they don't have any on-court greatness. No league is going to promote a bad guy, a villain, is somebody people don't like as a face of the league. Only the NBA start doing that. No other league would do that. But like I told you, that's what they were left with. After LeBron James went to the 2007 finals and nobody wanted to see him play, the lowest ratings of all time, they were screwed. They promoted this guy all through high school. He came in, pooped his pants, got beat by plumbers in the Olympics, didn't make the playoffs first 2 seasons, won the All-Star, melted down in 06 playoffs, took a 3-2 lead going back home, melted down. And then 2007 happened and nobody, that's what's so crazy. In that same summer, in 2006 summer, he got beat again by plumbers in the FIBA. And then 2007, that happened. Lowest ratings of all time. Oh, man, you're playing Tim Duncan. That's fine. It could be the second, it could be the third, it could be the 10th, but it can't be the first lowest ratings of all time. It can't. Not with a guy going for a dynasty and a so-called guy being compared to Michael Jordan, but the viewers back then weren't stupid. They already knew the guy sucked. He didn't have no game. And when it was all said and done, 4-0, you're swept and you're melted down. The viewers, they was right. It was right not to watch it. So the NBA had been in a crazy spot ever since then. You know, I don't think they ever recovered. And they basically had to let LeBron James do what he did. You know, I won't go over this, but they had to let him do what he had to do just to piss off the fans. And the only way it will pass when they start building these or starting these debate groups, defending the nonsense. Whether they defend it, went against it, whatever, it was still just the entertainment. Remember, the entertainment in the soap opera is supposed to be what's on the court. That's supposed to turn into the soap opera, not, you know, them doing it wrong, and then that's turning into the soap opera and cheating, and then being patted on the back. Well, what's he gonna do now? What? Who cares? What's he gonna do? He's gonna do what everybody else did. Wait their turn to win championships. Dr. J waited his turn to win a championship when he came in. Shaq waited his turn until he won a championship. Clyde Drexler waited his turn and was pretty much in his 10th season until he won his championship, but didn't build no super team. It was just him and Hakeem. They got one championship out of that. So LeBron James can't go with him and Dwayne Wade, which still would be wrong. They were still in the prime. So Hakeem didn't get his until his 10th season. Everybody waited. Isaiah Thomas waited. Everybody waited until it was their turn. Kobe waited until it was his turn to get his second, his back-to-back without Shaq. Jerry West waited all those years. Okay, some people get lucky and get it right. Look at Kareem, he waited to win a second one. Only LeBron James is a special one. SGA waited his 7th season. We saw that Joker waited, was it like 7th, 8th season? That's why I said we're not here to bash Joker. We're here to hold his feet to the fire like the all-time greats. If we want to put him in the all-time great category, this is what we got to do. We can't make up no excuses for the guy. If he's the assist master of the team, he should be making his teammates better. They should have the confidence in him to hit these shots, execute this stuff, blah, blah, blah. You can't make up excuses for SGA squad and say, oh, they just better. Well, one of the things I was talking about on the offseason is Joker not going to get another future Hall of Famer. And this is his 10th, 11th season. This ain't building a super team. This ain't trying to get a foot up on somebody else, because throughout his whole career, these dudes done build super teams, or they done paired up with another all-time great. So where's Joker? He goes back to Serbia instead of trying to get another guy to play with him. And if he don't want to play with an all-time great guy as a future Hall of Fame, that's fine. But the other players say, oh, no, we want to try to get this guy. We want to try to get this, this great guy. He don't say nothing. So I don't want to hear no excuses when he loses. Oh, this team was better. This team had this guy. Okay, who cares? He don't want to play with another all-time great. So what I'm saying is, when it's all said and done, it don't matter how many MVPs he got. We're looking at MVPs, finals MVPs, championships, statistical accolades. We're looking at all those things. That's what we're looking at. If Skap think this guy gonna get by with winning some MVPs, forget about it. The standard is championships. They keep trying to make you seem like it's stats. Nobody. This is a LeBron James thing that they're trying to pull. Skap is trying to pull stats. Who's this center competition that he's going against to get these stats? Nobody. There's no center competition. Who's the all-time great center competition in this era? You could say Wemby if he keeps his shit straight, but nobody knows. So he has no center competition. He don't play no defense for a center. And he just puts up a whole bunch of stats. And remember, last year they fell all the way down to like 5 or 6 or something like that. And they came all the way back up to the 2 position. And I think they end up being, what were they, 3rd or 4th seed or something like that. And Joker wet the bed against OKC in Game 7. He didn't show up. Remember, Skap said they was going to get swept by OKC. Remember, Skap said that, and they end up winning the first game off OKC, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. But they end up winning the first game off of, who was it, the Clippers? Remember, Skap said they didn't have no chance to beat the Clippers. And they beat the Clippers. And no chance at all to beat OKC, and they took them to a Game 7. Not saying Joker ain't great. Not saying he ain't all-time great. But the standard is winning championships. He's not going through a dynasty Boston team of the 60s or the 80s, or a dynasty Lakers team of the 80s, or a dynasty Lakers of the 2000s, or a dynasty Bulls of the 90s. There's no excuses for Joker. Now, okay, if he's just an all-time great center, I can deal with it. But I'm sick of hearing them putting this guy up with all-time great players, period, for putting up some stats, and that's it. Joker's not a top 5 center. He's not. He ain't over Russell. He ain't over Kareem. He ain't over, you know, and I know I did a thing on Russell, whatever like that, but he's not better than Russell. He's just not. He wants to put up stats. He don't want to win. If he wants to win, he go get the players. He don't want to win. He ain't better than Wilt. He ain't better than Kareem. He ain't better than Russell. He ain't better than Hakeem. He ain't better than David Robinson. He ain't better than Shaq. To me, he ain't better than Patrick Ewing. Patrick Ewing just was, you know, he had to play against the other great centers. Who else? Truthfully, I might pick Alonzo Mourning. I could take Alonzo Mourning's, you know, 24, 20, and 12 rebounds in 3-4 blocks. I don't know. But yeah, he's not better than Kareem. He's not. I'd give me Tim Duncan over Joker. And I could have put Moses Malone on here, but I was kind of confused where to start him. But Moses Malone is winning scoring. Well, I don't think he won a scoring title. He came close. He was putting up some points at his prime. He was putting up 25, 26, 27, and being a rebound king, winning MVPs. So he's got the same championships as Joker, Moses Malone. Same finals MVPs as Moses Malone does, Joker does. But Moses Malone got 6 rebound titles. And got more defensive teams than Joker. So, I mean, it's really up to debate. I mean, do I take Bill Walton if he never gets hurt over him or over Joker? I don't know, man. You can't. Yes, if you want to promote Joker as the best player in this era, I said he was a million times. That's fine. But it's a weak, soft era. It's easy to score. It's a fast pace. And you just can't put him up there with these other guys. Of the past, you just can't do it. They did more. They played on both sides of the ball. They got points, they rebounds, points, rebound, and defend at a high level. Like I said, you point at LeBron James' face. Oh, let me dish out all these assists. What does that really mean? What does that mean, though? I don't understand. So you're trying to say the last line of defense for your team is a perimeter guys, because you ain't. You traded defense for assist. Okay, well, whatever. We're 11 years. We already know he's in his 11th season. I ain't even count that because he's not finished. But when it all comes down to it, I'm surprised Luka ain't in the running for MVP. I would have him on top. But to me, I would put SGA because he's playing a team game. I see Joker and I see Luka. They're being ball hogs. They're trying to get stats. SGA stats are coming in the flow of the game. So again, you can tell Skap all you want. We're sick of these lies about him talking about this guy. Nobody's had a run like this. We done heard this so many years. Nobody had a run like Joker. What about how come he don't play defense? I've never seen a center actually average under a block a game. And not like 0.9, it's 0.7. And I've never seen an all-time great center not even be in the top 50 all-time per game in blocks. So to me, it just means something. If some fat dude who is slow-footed, can't even jump, don't even play defense, is winning all these MVPs in this era. What does that mean? What does that mean to Skap? Dude who ain't athletic, is fat, slow, don't play defense, and can't jump, is winning all these MVPs in this era? What does that mean, Skap?